Chelsea Football Club are going to be sold, but they were going from a Russian oligarch to a Saudi Arabian media group who are richer than the Russian oligarch. Let's get into this video. The rivals are in the mud. Welcome to the Kavkas View, guys. And to say that this smile was on this face maybe 4 hours prior, I'll be lying. I'd be lying from the bottom of my heart. And the reason why I say this is because it's been a heck of a week for Chelsea fans. And I know none of you have kept up with everything. It's been impossible. But I've got a handy little timeline for you guys from Thursday to today, what has happened, where is our club, and why today is potentially a great day. A first great day since this sanction has come in, and we've been worried that our club doesn't allegedly have fuel to take us game to game. Let that sink in. Let's get into this video. I'll tell you what we're covering. This is what we're going to cover. Number one, we're going to cover which sponsors have pulled out. The sponsors are important, and I will break this down why. Then we're going to look at the potential owners that are going to buy the club. And why is it potential owners? Because Roman Abramovich has agreed to step away. He has fully agreed. Reports are coming out. He is no longer Chelsea's owner. He will not stand in the way of the club. He loves the club too much for it to burn down. And this could have been a lot worse. And I will explain to you why this is massive news. And then the two main parties that we're going to talk about is Todd Boehly, I think his name is. He is an American sports owner. He is good as well. But then the Saudi Arabian sports group, their investment plan, both of their investment plans will be discussed. And let's get into it. It's an exciting video to make. And all I ask from you, from the kindness of your hearts, because you're all lovely people. If you like number one, write number one. If you like 55, write 55. And if you're going to be like number 500, you're a great person. Peeps, I want to hit 500 likes on this video. Spread this out. Let's calm the nerves of every Chelsea fan. Literally, and let the rivals be in the mud. Arsenal fans have been giving me too much stick. I can't wait. I'm going to be unbearable when we win trophies now. I'm going to be even more unbearable. Okay, so we're going to start at the very top. Two sponsors have pulled out. And two sponsors have pulled out for their own brand image. And look, guys, don't take this personal. Three, the telecommunications company, and Hyundai, the driving car manufacturers, have both pulled out. And a lot of people are going to say, how dare they pull out? Well, listen, guys, at the end of the day, it's strictly business. This is a serious allegations thrown against the owner of Chelsea Football Club. They do not want to have their logo on every single back page for these negative issues. So they're pulling out. They're lost because I'm telling you now, Chelsea Football Club will bounce back and Chelsea Football Club will remember this. And they will move on. But it is a serious allegation and they're moving on. Two entities as of this moment right now have come out and backed Chelsea though. And they said they're going to stay. They're not going to suspend their sentences the way 3 and Hyundai have. Number one is the hotel chain Trivago. Trivago have openly put out a statement. They sponsor Chelsea's training videos. They sponsor Chelsea pre-match pictures. They are on all over it. So they said they're staying. The second one and the big one is Nike. Nike are not pulling out of the 900 million deal across 15 years away from Chelsea. This is massive, people. On a level, this is massive. A lot of people say, let them go, we'll get Adidas. Let them go, we'll get Umbro again. I don't think you understand how much 900 million across 15 years and how blockbuster that deal was at the time when Chelsea signed it. It shows a sign of intent from Nike that Chelsea will be around for years to come. It was a sign that Chelsea were regarded as a massive club, and it was almost an element of respect that they signed a deal with us for 15 years. Them walking away from us would have caused a domino effect. And I think this is very promising and it looks good, which makes me think that this is something that they've been reiterated. We are going to be fine. Chelsea Football Club will be fine. So you should calm down as well, because I did. Now some updates regarding the ban of the club. So to this date right now, the club is unable to open the club shop. You can't get a Chelsea top in a club shop because the club shop's closed. Chelsea were given sanctions, £20,000 to travel the group of people that work for the club to the games and to and from 20,000. To run match days, they need 900k, and now they've got approval. It has increased. This is the government website stating it. I genuinely think the European mandate will change as well, so the club will finish their fixtures. You don't need to worry about that. We will not be getting penalized by administration at this point now. A lot of rivals are spreading false propaganda, and I'm giving you the real roundup because look, I'm a Chelsea fan. Like, I love this club. You can ask her. I was so upset, bro. You would have think someone punched me in my face. Literally, this week has been a difficult week when it comes to football for me. Like, honestly, I have not been enjoying going on Twitter and reading about my beloved club. And I know all of you are in the same boat. That's why I've not been releasing minute-by-minute videos, because I would have had no personality. I would have had no interest. I would have been monotone. I would have been here just reading off a sheet with probably some fake news, some bad news, I don't know, because everything that's been coming out. So I let the dust settle and I brought you some good news. And the good news is that Roman Abramovich stepped away from the club and he's willing to let the club go. And a lot of you are going to say, why doesn't he just hold on? Because the key thing here is these sanctions are lasting till the 31st of May. Whilst these sanctions are in place, they can either get extended, renewed, or removed. At this moment in time, he could take this to a legal battle. And the legal battle could go on for years, but in the meantime, the government passed a bill where they can regain control of his assets, not only his, oligarch assets, and it means that they could have just shut Chelsea down. And they were using Chelsea to punish him because it's his asset. It's not personal against the fans. It's not personal against any one individual. It is their way of dealing with oligarchs that they deem generating this money in an incorrect way, allegedly. So for me personally, I don't have much to say on it. They have their evidence. They are within their rights to do what they want. Is it sad that Roman's leaving? I'm sad on a fan point, you know? I love the man for what he done for my club. I don't know enough about Roman and his background or anything like that. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in the sports owner and what he's given to us as a fan base, because I don't like to mix my politics and my football. The thing is, he stepped away and the club is officially up for sale and investors are putting their hats in the ring. As of this moment, Nazir Cancella has released an article stating that over 10 big bidders have put in their hat in the ring. 10 bidders, 3 billion is the number that's touted. The proceedings will go to a charity regarding the government's choice. But number one is an American owner, Mr. Todd Bowley. So apparently he is very successful in running sports groups. And I looked at it and it was very interesting. There was a little snippet of CFC Plies put it out that the way he spoke about football, well, not football, American football. And the sports model that they use, they liked versatile players. They like to use metrics and they like to plug different holes. They like a winning culture and improving the women's game as well. So if this is a sign of things to come, this is an element of what he can bring to the club. For me personally, I like the sound of what he's saying. I've watched a few clips and videos of what he said, but I don't buy it. And the reason I don't buy it is because I don't know whether you could take the model from American football and put it into football. So if you want a bunch of versatile players and you're not going to invest into marquee players, are you going to end up potentially with a bunch of James Milners? Are you going to end up reading off a stat sheet rather than actually sending people to go and take the Brentford model? Whilst I think there are perks in that model, it's one that I'm extremely worried that can keep you competitive in the long run. But at the same time, is it sustainable? I don't know about this, right? So it's interesting. But the one I am excited is the Saudi Arabian sports media. Let's talk about it. So the Saudi Arabia sports media company are interested. First of all, they've got no ties with the government of Saudi Arabia. They're an independent firm, so there should be no sanctions upon if the government will ever get into an issue with Saudi Arabia's government or any other government. This man is independent. That is what is being reported. Great sign. Number two, his kids are Chelsea fans. They've lived in London for a considerable amount of time. They're interested in football. That is great news as well. I love that. Potential ideas that they've had for the club so far. Number one, redevelop Stamford Bridge. That is integral. £1.5 billion will cost to redevelop Stamford Bridge. I like the sound. Number two, re-sign Antonio Rudiger. That was mentioned and is being reported by Nazir Cancella and The Athletic. That, I like the sound of that too. Number three, he is keen on making Chelsea still competitive by investing heavy and, more importantly, developing the club. I like the sound of this. Guys, look, I know a lot of people are going to say, look, we're getting out of one owner that the government deemed very controversial, and now do you really want to get another owner that could potentially be controversial in the near future? I think the days of your local team and your local plumber owning the club are gone. The local fish and chips owner, the businessman owning the club are gone. Now this is a game for billions. This is a game where taking over the sport. Having a football club is a major asset and it's literally a pride thing. Who's the bigger man? Who's the bigger woman? who is going to be breaking transfer records and who is going to be having their company held at a atrium above everyone else. And at the end of the day, if Chelsea want to remain competitive, they're going to have to spend to remain competitive. I really hope this man, if he does come in, maintains our etiquette of promoting from within, developing the women's game, developing the community around Stamford Bridge. Because if you go around Fulham Broadway, it looks lovely. If you go around London in general, Chelsea, especially Chelsea areas, Chelsea Football Club is engraved in the culture. Chelsea Football Club is a massive part of life around their area. They help local kids with football trials and stuff like that. I think it's important. And finally, I think it's important to have a pathway for the young kids to come through, but at the same time, you need to go spend some money to get a goddamn player. Go get your player, bruv. Like, I think it's important that we do that. Am I saying any of these owners are perfect? I can't say that to you. I'll be sitting here and I'll be lying through the lens. And the reason why is because anyone could put a few KPIs, key performance indicators, on a piece of paper and tell you, look, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. And until you come in and we see it in fruition, I can't tell you. But one thing I do know, I do not want a consortium that's going to come in, especially from the Western world, somewhere for like America. And the reason why I don't want it is because I don't want my club to become a profit and loss sheet, balance sheet. I don't want that to happen. I see what happened to Manchester United. I see the way Liverpool operate. Liverpool only go in and get players when they have to. They needed a centre-back. They went and got him a championship centre-back. Like, I don't want to operate like that. I see the way Arsenal operate. I don't want to operate like that. I need an ownership group that's going to put their money where their mouth is. I'm not saying I want PSG and Man City, but I do want a level of decorum where we can go and flex our muscle in the transfer window. So it's important. Guys, this was the Kavkas View. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Peace out, I'm out.